Welcome back, crew. This is the first mate batting down the hatches. We got some more work to do. I know you haven't seen me in a while. Been pretty busy. And as always, in order for us to complete a project, we have to start an entirely new one. I was going to start working on some boat canvas, but as you can see by my table over here, well, it's quite cluttered. So I was like, well, we need to build a shelf. So, as you can see over here, I started working on one. Well, if I got one, well, I need to make two shelves. If I have two shelves, I can store twice as much stuff. So, we are in my little shop. There we go. Working on the second one. So, since I haven't put out a video in a while, thought I'd put one together. So, as our name would allude, Twin Sails, that we do a lot of sailing. Well, unfortunately, we are poor boaters. But we did make it out. We did go in October. We had a little sailing camping trip. So here's some of the excerpts from that trip. Hope you enjoy. Alright, crew. So here we got the van towing the boat to Dam West Marina at Carlisle Lake in Illinois. We ended up setting up in the middle of the night, though the rest of the photos that you're going to see, they'll be in the day due to the fact that these daytime photos were from a different boating trip 1 to 2 years prior, though at the same marina. Multiple boating trips have taken off from Dam West Marina's parking lot, and it's a lot easier to see what we've done in the day. Here's a little snippet. The van hit 465,000 miles. It's been a good van. Lost a couple cylinders. It's been through a few transmissions, but it keeps on going. Here we got her loaded up with the boat stuff. Got totes, the booms in there, ladders, the motor. Here's a little snippet when we did get it set up on the night, even though we'll show you a little bit more on the daytime from a different trip. We got a little power boat there in the back. It was a pretty nice night to set it up. Oh, here's I can't tell us apart sometimes. It's either me or the captain up there undoing some lines from when we were towing it. There you got the stuff, getting him out of the van. Here's the captain up on the top with the mast raising system, a 2x4 winch handle, and a lot of lines hooked up to the side. So all you gotta do is crank it right up. It makes it a lot easier. I can see me down there. Looks like I got a little thirsty that day. Didn't want to get the scurvy. Now, we used to do it by hand. We'd be on the back of the boat and we'd walk it up. Here we are at the camp. Here are some excerpts from our camping spot over at Eldon Hazlitt State Park. Really nice camping area. Here we got the boats tied up at the shore together. Nice looking pair of boats there. Here we are. Our first sail and only sail that year. Got a nice good breeze, some good sail shape, and a nice GoPro camera to film it all. Got the family with us. We're making some good speed. We were on our way to Trade Winds Marina, and that's on the way north side of the lake at Keysport. Little spin twirl, some fancy camera action right there. Keep it exciting. We're somewhere near Boulder at this time, most of the way up to Keysport Marina. Got a little campground to our right, and then up here in a little bit we'll tack and make the final push to the marina. Had a few boats out there. Leaving Keysport Marina. There we are at Keysport Marina, having to get gas as always and talk to the harbor master, a good friend of ours. And take off the lines, and we're going to kick off and get back to the campground before it gets too late. It's only a few miles, but when you don't go very fast, it takes a while. And you hardly ever get to go straight to your destination. You have to go out of the way and cut back in just because the wind's not cooperating.
Alright, you ready? Let's hop in. I'm tied her out. Ready?
And up here on the left side of the boat, we got us a really nice sailboat. That sail on that boat costs more than our entire boat put together. It's a nice boat though. I'd like to get one of those maybe one of these years. Here we are, tying up some lines. I still not very good at that. I need to practice my seamanship on that. Here we'll get out a little ways from the marina, and then we'll start getting ready to put the sails up. Here we got a fellow sailboater. He's all got it all tied up, going back into port. Oh yes, forgot about the safety lines. Safety first, got to have them tied on. They're really not that strong, but if it's an emergency, they'll keep you on board, but they're really not meant to be pulling on. Here it looks like I'm getting the sails untied, getting them ready to hoist them up. And what we're doing right now is we're cutting into the wind. You can, but it's a lot harder, but it's much easier to put the sails up when you're going into the wind. So we usually will leave the motor running and we will go directly into the wind. We've already put the main sheet up. Now we're going to put up our two front sails. The two front sails is what makes us a cutter rig. Instead of having one big front sail, we have two smaller ones. The positive of this is you get more sailing options, though it may not be as fast as the sloop rig, which has the one front sail. Now that the sails are getting tied up, the captain will veer off from directly into the wind, and we'll catch the wind and we'll start sailing. Go flappy up there. That's not a good sail shape at all. Here we go. As he starts to turn, the wind will catch the sail and it'll stop flapping and get a nice sail shape. Keep going. There it is. Nice sail shape. Now the wind's actually helping us turn, and we'll make our way back to the campground. Fast forward action here. This boat's usually not that fast. I wish it was. But as we start to turn, now the wind is coming more towards our back, so now the front sails are luffing. It's not a very good sail. So what we got here is we got a gin pole. And what that is it's going to allow me to manually hold the front sail out to better catch the wind, because the wind is coming at our back. We fabricated that one from a pool cleaner. I believe it was a pool cleaner from the hardware store, and it works pretty good for this small boat. Though when we get our 28-foot O'Day out, that gin pole is massive. Much more force on the sails. So it's just about getting everything tied tight to try to keep everything steady. They'll pull that outer line there, and there's a topping lift to kind of keep everything situated. And now we got a nice wing on wing deal. Catch as much wind as we possibly can. And this is what we did this so we could get a direct path to where we wanted to go. And it's a nice calm sail because the boat's not heeling over any which way. A little fast forward action, get us there really quick. We've even done this with the motor running, a little motor sailing to get even more speed. Here we are coming back into, well, back to the campground. This is typically used by people fishing, but today there's a sailboat. Here I'm going to tie up the front sails, a little bungee around the bowsprit, will keep them good enough. I believe somewhere in here we actually hit ground a little bit, so we had to crank the keel up. There's our little boat over there to the left. It's a really good camping spot. Well protected from the wind, really no waves. Getting the lines tied up, organizing the deck a little bit. Seems like I could spend all day just organizing ropes. Must be some good fishing in there because I've usually throughout the day you'll see about 10 to 15 boats just hovering around that shore. There we go. Pull out here and let everybody off, and then me and the captain would take it back and we'll put it into the mud at the campground. But it's a lot easier for everybody to get off at the dock here, so we let everybody else off. Once again, getting lines situated. You can spend all day doing that. There we go. Get her tied off, let everybody off, and that's about the end of our day. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you liked what you see, like and subscribe. Hopefully next year we'll get on the water more than once.